I want you to imagine this scenario. You by yourself, maybe a partner, maybe your family with kids, finally buy a brand new property here in Calgary. And come to find out, a year after purchasing it, you go visit the builder's office, and right there, they're selling a new phase of homes similar to yours at a lower price. When the market is slowing down or stabilizing, like what's happening here in Calgary, and builders are building a lot of homes, so there's a lot of inventory available. The risk that can happen is that you buy a home, and in the short term, over the next couple of years, 1, 2, 3 years, as all these new properties come on the market, you're going to notice that your house is just one of many. Right here are phase one, phase two, phase three. This is just different phases in a community where builders release new lots, and you can go buy those new lots. For this example, we're going to use Keystone Hills. I'm literally writing like a doctor over here. So Keystone Hills, it's a community in the northwest, northeast, you could say, split right in the border. So imagine you buy a house in phase one of Keystone. So one of these right here. Quick little side note, this is not really going to apply to you if you buy a very unique type of property. So let's say you buy a walkout lot with a green space behind you. This won't really apply to you. And if you're going to buy a new home and plan on living in it for a very long time, you don't have to really worry too much either. So let's say you buy a detached home, right? Detached land home, phase one in Keystone Hills. One of the things you'll notice if you've driven by new communities is how similar all the land homes might look. For example, interiors might vary, architectural exterior styles might vary a little bit. So let's say you buy one. Right away, you're amongst a pool of many detached land homes in Keystone Hills. So the question becomes, what happens to your home once this big pool of new homes in phase two, similar to yours, land homes, comes out? Again, they'll look quite similar to yours. So what's going to happen to yours now? Because yours is a 2026, and now this is a 2027 new build that's out. What happens to your home, which looks right here very similar to these ones? Typically, you're automatically going to drop in value. But what about when phase three comes out, let's say in 2028, and all of these look similar to phase two, which will look similar to phase one because you bought a basic house in a basic location. If they're paying X dollars in 2028 for a house that's similar to yours, if you paid X amount and the market's been going down or it's been sideways, people are naturally going to want to pay more for this. It's similar to yours, but it's brand new. Yours is similar, but it's not brand new. Let's say you buy your property for $500,000, hypothetically, and let's say phase three, they release because the market's been down or stable, which you have to factor in for Calgary market. Let's say it's 500 to 510. If they release these for 500 to 510, again, similar to yours, do you think yours is going to be worth 500 now? Yours is going to drop in value quite a bit. Why? Yours is a 2026, and you can get a brand new one for a similar amount. Keep in mind, this is a very basic way of thinking about this. Obviously, there's nuance to it. If you bought in phase one a house, which was nearby, let's just say a school, a future school site, green space, park, maybe some nice commercial that's going to be built there in the future, and phase three is being built in a worse location, of course, yours is going to be going up and be more valuable in that sense. But what a lot of people do is they don't think about that. They're just buying a cookie cutter house on a random lot without thinking about any of this. And the example I just illustrated to you, I deal with this when I'm putting houses for sale right now. If I'm dealing with a client and their house was built in, let's say 2022, and there's 2025 or 2026 houses being sold in the community, the problem that we run into is that their house looks roughly similar, maybe a little bit different, but these other houses are brand new. So my client's house is new, but not brand new. So what happens? We can't really price similarly to those brand new houses if we have the same features. We end up just having to list for a lot lower. So then the question becomes, what can I do to avoid this type of situation? Well, first of all, you can give me a call. I'll help guide you through all this. But if you're planning on buying a new home and you want to avoid some of this stuff, one of the things you can do very simply is, this is not an option for everybody, but wait a little bit until the community is a little bit more built out. So you're not buying super early into the phases. Now, I know what you're going to say, because a lot of people say this to me, but wait, Musa, if I don't buy right now, the later phases will be more expensive. It's not always true, because people are just thinking to the last couple of years when the market was hot. So every single year the property values were going up. But when the market is slowing down and there's a lot of builder inventory coming on the market, builders can't just automatically be raising the prices every single phase. Another thing you could do, which I mentioned earlier, is, buy something, a unique lot, which has good features on it, which stands the test of time and will stand out in a sea of inventory. So I gave it that walkout with a green space backing onto it. I gave that as an example, but there's other lots too. For example, if you have green space in front of you, if you're going to be nearby a nice amenities and commercial sites, or if there's a school that's going to be built in the future, if there's something nearby that, or if there's a park nearby, playground, things like that that can stand out. If you end up enjoying the video or found some value in it, please hit the like button. Leave some comments in the comment section down below if you have any questions. I'll answer them there.